And to your face, I'm saying, damn girl, but behind your back, I'm just like, you don't deserve that or something. But then
Yeah.
to look at them like, but you're not bearing fruit too.
Mm. Oh, where I'm healing and I'm seeing where I went wrong, and I'm taking the accountability of maybe I was calling everybody my friend. That really wasn't my friend and don't want to see me succeed. And that has nothing to do with they hate me. It just has to do with their own issues. So, yeah. Rebel talk. Realizing this, I can't believe I was just like a dumbass. Talking out loud to yourself to a camera, you're like, you're naive.
I ain't got no time to be wasted. Run after hoop, my nigga, I'm replacing. Kill these hoes off just like Jason. Never catch me in the same location.
You were saying this. What's up, you guys? We are here at Rebel Talk Thursday. It's Bonita Rebel. I really can't believe I'm doing a podcast. And to some of you, you guys know me. I'm Bonita Rebel. You guys know that I used to do hair tutorial. I did it right after college and it was a success. Now I became a full-time hairstylist, which I'm trying to navigate from that as well. I can't believe I'm here, but this has been like a long dream. I know you guys are probably like, oh my gosh, another podcast, but I have something to bring to the table. I was always inspired watching Jada Pinkett Smith, her Red Table Talk. So this is where it's inspired. I wanted to do this years before all these podcasts, but I was always scared or in my mind. This new journey that you guys are about to see, I will inspire people that you don't have to be boxed in into one thing just because you're good at it. You can change. You can navigate. Please follow me at Bonita Rebel. Right now I'm hacked. A bitch is hacked. I don't even know how the fuck I'm hacked, but yeah, I'm hacked. So we going to sponsor myself. Okay, this is B Rebel Wigs. Okay, this is Boho Wave, 30 inches. Okay, so make sure you guys get you some of that. Let's get into it. Where the fuck have I been? Where have I been? It's been how long? I think 4 to 5 years, y'all. Like I've been gone, and I didn't want to be gone too long, but life happened. Like life fucking kept happening. So before I left, y'all saw me doing reaction videos and everything like that with my friends, and I actually had a page with me and Iman, all that stuff. I was doing hair wig reviews. So around that time, I did some locks, and it blew up because before full locks was the thing that it is today, I literally blew up from it. I'm like, God, thank you. I don't know how, but I blew up from that video. This video now has 352,000, y'all. It's right here. It has 352,000. This is before everybody was doing the locks. Like, I can humbly say I was probably like the first 10 to start the faux locks trend that it is today. And I can humbly say 1 out of 5. So I can say that because that is the truth. And right when I had my hair, my locks, y'all, I got into a bad car accident. It was around 2019 and I was on disability. I couldn't believe it. Mind you guys, I had to sue the company car that hit me. So that was a lawsuit I was in for 3 years. I couldn't really post anymore. I was limited. They were watching my every moves. And the fact that I had around 70,000 followers around that time, or 60,000, they were watching my every moves. I couldn't post everything that I wanted to. Even going places, I was being watched. So that was a thing too where I felt violated to even post anymore. And when you're in a lawsuit for so long, you don't even want to post anymore because you're like, okay, like one bad move can fuck it up. And you've already been doing this for like 2 years. Like you really can't. Y'all, the lawyer tried to use my injuries and say that the locks were causing neck pains. And they were saying the locks. They try to blame it. Me being in my mid-20s going through this, while everybody's like living their lives, I was going through depression. This was the first time I actually had to sit in my room. I had no car. I had nothing. I had negative $800 in my account. I didn't have anything. And I was like, I think I became more furious with God. Like, why would you allow this to happen to me? Like I was building, Lord, I was building my music and I became furious. Like, why would you do that? Like, why? What was the reason? Like, I couldn't I couldn't understand. I was just confused. Like, why did you just take everything from me? Then the high ass depression pills they were giving me, I do admit that I was on those high depression pills. That's why they took me on disability and took me off of work. And then I stopped because I started noticing that I was becoming like brain dead. Like my mom was concerned. My dad was concerned. Everybody was looking at me like, yo, this is not you. So I stopped it. And then stopping those depression pills caused me to go like fucking crazy too. Like ear ringing. I was crying at night. I was just crying every day. I was like at the doctor office once a week. They all knew who I was. So it was to the point like, you guys, like when I say like I was really depressed, I didn't even know who the happy Bonita was. Like when I look back at some of the YouTube videos that you guys see, I don't even know who that person is. And still to this day, I wish I was like her, but I'm learning I'm not her anymore. And that's fine. So basically, you guys, just to wrap that all up, suing a company, and the company is looking at Bonita Rebel like, well, you're on social media, bitch, so we're going to keep dragging this out, which they did. They dragged it out for a long time. I gained weight. Hello, I'm thicker, but hello, I don't care. Like, we're losing it, and I'm happy. But I'm finally losing my car accident weight. I'm finally... Y'all see me thicker. I don't give a fuck. I went through a lot. So imagine going through that, right? You're already going through a lawsuit. And then guess what? Coronavirus hit. Coronavirus. But at the same time, it kind of blesses you. It kind of made you better because guess what? Bonita locks took off around that time. So while I had the locks in my hair, you guys, I sold a tutorial for $25 because I was negative in my account. And I was like, nah, people are paying for this. So I'm going to make sure I get my little coins because I can't put this on YouTube for free. And then next thing you know, it's in beauty supplies. And then I don't get nothing but views and it won't matter in 4 years. I put the tutorial on my website. You guys, let's just say, I made a lot for a $25 tutorial. Cha-ching, cha-ching, dollar to dollar to dollar. Like a lot of stylists probably wanted to admit, but they took my lock class, and if they didn't take my lock class, they was inspired by me. Either way, it took over, which I'm so glad it did because my lock tutorial was able to help women get money around COVID time when people were out of jobs. My tutorial made a lot of people money, and I believe like thank God, like that was a blessing. Around that time that I sold my tutorial, I was getting a lot of slack from women talking about like, why would you sell it? You gatekeeping. And it had nothing to do with that. I was in survival mode. I feel like a lot of people has to understand there's people who did their time. And I feel like I have given years to free platform. I have given years just to get $50 or $60 for a hair tutorial. I feel like I have done my work. I feel like if I created something, why wouldn't I want to market that if I see that no one is doing what I'm doing? And I did sit in a room for 2 to 3 days trying to figure out how to do textured faux locks. I feel like, yeah, that was a me moment that I was proud of, and I wanted to make sure I market that. And when I posted it on Instagram, I put passion locks, and people was like, I don't know passion locks, honey. You should name it after you. And I did, Bonita Locks. And if you type in Bonita Locks hashtag right now on Instagram, you're going to see thousands of photos. So that is a proud moment. I am very happy I didn't give it for free. Now I know my worth because you can get all these views on social media, and in 2 to 3 years, that don't mean nothing. If you are a creator and scared of people telling you, or you switching up, if you're a YouTuber, maybe this is your sign to really go after it and market off of something that you created. Y'all, Sierra. I've done Sierra's hair. I've done Winnie Harlow's hair. I've done Faith Evans' hair. Bia. Sierra is literally like the biggest blessing that God could have gave me in my life. And it's not because it was Sierra, like, oh, she's a celebrity. It was because her presence and the light that she has when you meet her, like, she believed in me. Like, when she was looking all in my Instagram, like telling me like, oh, I like this, oh, I like this, it was like she was picking from it, like in a Wendy's or like a menu, and she was like, I like this, let's try this. And I was just so shocked. Like, she's not showing me somebody else's work. She's showing me my work and how she loves this. And she was the first person that that did show me my worth. Never did she make anybody feel small. She corrected me a lot. Like, she told me, I said archive. I was like, Instagram archive. She said archive. I don't speak proper English. But Sierra, she taught me how to like do color blends. Sierra like was so patient, even because I know she had to spend hours. Sierra was just so humbly great, like, to me, and being so up there. She just gave so much wisdom and light, and I feel like I wish a lot of celebrities would do that, because I've met some celebrities and it's like, woo, you're not me on that platform and you acting like that. Like, it's calm down. And to me, Sierra, like, that's the high of the high. I'm like, now, like, when I see people like that, I'm like, that's a you thing. That's not even a me thing. How you're acting. Have taken that in now. After meeting Sierra, the bar so high and so humble, and her family. Like, I'm like, yeah, when other people be acting like they're divas and all this, I'm be like, that's a you thing. Again, that's not me. So I'm very blessed for Bonita Locks, how all that has happened, you guys, having so many celebrities under my wing. And yeah, like, go after your dreams, y'all. See, gatekeeping and whatever, all that everybody try to make it seem like, because I knew what I had was special. Look, it has been a career to me. 9-year goal to live in a skyrise now. I'm doing it. Everything that I wanted, I have literally done. So yeah, thank God. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, like, okay, now where's the healing journey? So yeah, welcome to Rebel Talk Thursday, and now we're gonna really get into the whole healing journey, because I didn't want to just tell y'all, oh yeah, this is how I'm healing, and it's like, bitch, where the fuck you been? So I'm glad that you guys are up to par now. So I know you guys are probably wondering, like, bitch, it seemed like you had a good year and all that, but no, my healing journey, y'all, has been up and down. Up and down. I feel like every 3 months, it's like, man, just when you think like you're finally balancing out, God is like, you thought. You thought. I want to talk about my depression when I was going through healing. So let's say you're going through depression, right? You're on disability. You're going through all this madness, right? But then on social media, you're actually blowing the fuck up. Like, you're actually blowing up. And your friends and everybody see you buy an Audi. They see that you're just doing celebrities' hair. You're taking off. But then, let's go right back. You're depressed. This is when I had to figure out that people are looking at me, even though they can be in front of my face. They're judging my Instagram. Why are you complaining? You're Bonita Rebel. Your whole life, you're good. And it took me in 2019 and 2020 to finally realize there's a difference from party friends, surface level friends, and deep friends and your confidants. Like, I'm starting to learn there's differences. I used to think everybody was one, and I have realized that's a hell no. I don't recommend it, sis. It was to the point where I was going to my mom and I was going to my cousins and I was just talking to my family, and I was just like, why are they acting like this? Like, I'm depressed right now. I'm going through lawyer shit. I'm going through MRIs. I had 10 MRIs. I'm going through a lot of needles. I'm going through physical therapy. I have to go to therapy every week. They're concerned that, like, bitch, you may be suicidal. Like, they're looking at me like, bitch, what the fuck? But then my friends are looking at me like, why are you complaining? You're Bonita Rebel. You're taking off. You're high demand. And I was just like so lost. And then that's when it hit me when my mom told me, like, you're the person taking off and they're looking at you like, what's wrong? Like, why wouldn't you be happy? They're looking at you, you're just a complainer. You're just a spoiled brat. Not knowing, like, I was really fucking depressed. I was on high ass fucking medications and still drinking and going out with people. So I was an emotional wreck. Megan Thee Stallion just said this about how she used to cry at parties and her friends would be like, why are you crying? Like, come on, let's still go into the club. Like, while she's crying. And they're still like, come on, pull it together. They just want to have fun. They're not really worried about you. And it hit home because that's what was happening to me. That's when it started to hit me like, okay, everybody I just want to have a good time. And I feel like I'm complaining, and I feel like I'm getting too deep with people. I started feeling like very sensitive. I started feeling very crazy, like, damn, do people just think it's all about me? Like, I just started feeling all these things. I started to think maybe I'm the difficult one. Maybe I shouldn't be complaining because I have an Audi. Maybe I shouldn't be complaining because while everybody doesn't have a job right now during coronavirus, I'm making it. I'm booked up. And I don't think even my assistant at that time knew how like hard it was to just to get up, how hard it was just to take a shower, how hard it was to go to sleep at night too. I don't think nobody really knew. And when I brought up the lawsuit or something, people were just like, oh yeah, how is that going? People would touch briefly on it, but not really like really think in their head like, what must she be dealing with? So I really went through a tough battle of like, well, am I fucking self-centered right now? While everybody lost their job, I finally said, bitch, it's time to open up to your fucking therapist. You have a therapist for a motherfucking reason. So it's time to start using this therapist. Because mind you, I was looking at this therapist like, what you about to do? You ain't about to help me. What you about to do? Just tell me whatever. And I started telling her all that I was doing for my friends and all these things. And she was like, you're watering too many plants. And when something don't go right in that whole group, they're all looking at, oh, Bonita, there she goes. She's dramatic. Oh, there Bonita goes. She's this. Oh, there Bonita go. Mind you, I guess I used to write essays to people. But I've hailed from that. I stopped writing essays to people. But I had to learn that it's valid what other people are going through, but it's also valid what I'm going through in my life as well. So I was sitting there validating everybody and how they felt. I had to realize too that my feelings mattered. Like I started putting myself under to make everybody else feel better or heard, because I felt like they were looking at me every day, all my wins on Instagram, while Bonita Rebel was taking off, but Aaliyah was sinking. And that was the hardest thing to balance. I understand, but I got to be here for myself, because who's here for me right now? Everybody's just here for me when we want to drink. But who's really here for me? Bitch, are you okay? You was crying yesterday. What's going on? Let's sit down. Ask yourself, have you ever had a vision or so excited about something and you tell somebody and they're telling you all these things that could go wrong, right? Then 2 to 3 months later, you find yourself still delayed, not doing it, because you have all these doubts that was never there in the beginning, that God gave you that move to go. But now you start doubting yourself because those seeds they planted were not from you. They were from others. Not saying your friends could be the devil, but some people can take you and start putting fear in you that was never there. I stopped mixing Bonita Rebel with my friends. I had to start learning that stop calling everybody. Like when you're going through something, like when you have an inconvenience, stop calling everybody. I used to call everybody. Like when I say one person didn't answer, I'm like, bitch, answer. I will always be on the phone instead of running to God. Like I was always running to everybody else. I needed validation as well from everybody. Like, is this a good move? Or do you trust in me? Or do you believe in me? I was enough. I feel like I needed validation from people and needed approval from others. Now I have my one person I call. I'm in a relationship and I talk to my partner about some things. I had to learn to stop telling everybody my business. My mind had a shift. Like I love my friends. Yes, I do love my friends. And that's something to this day I'm going through now. But I can't keep telling everybody all of me. And I feel like everybody's like zoomed in on me. And then I feel like, well, I don't know nothing about you really. And then like, are you their person too? And I really had to sit there and think and tell myself, bitch, you're not a lot of those to those people. You're just running and telling your business to these people. And these people, you don't know what, not saying that everybody is talking mess about me, but you're not that to that person. So you shouldn't be that to that person either. And I'm finally realizing that.
Acknowledging that you were also kind may have also been the villain.
Oh, yeah. And so, like, I had to realize and see what the fuck I was doing. So, basically, one, expectations. My expectations is, Bitch, if I'm calling you about my shit, call me too. But realizing not everybody's like that. 2, I had to realize that I wanted advice like how I give advice. I wanted an ear how I give an ear. I was just telling my friend that, damn, I did some fucked up shit too. Like, I understand why they did what they did because I did this, but they still was fucked up in it. But I'm realizing that I have to take accountability now when I go into a next friendship or a next relationship, which I'm already happy in a relationship, okay? Accountability goes a long way. So before I have like an argument with somebody or do anything, I have to reflect and say, okay, bitch, before you bring this up to them, let's talk about you, what you did wrong first. Accountability is very big in healing because you can't just say them. But like I said, taking accountability of I shouldn't have thought like everybody's supposed to vent to me like I vent to them and then wondering why they looking at me like, bitch, you always got some shit going on. So if you're that person like me, it's okay. You're going to find your right friends that call you every day. We definitely be venting. But that's my person. Now, I know that's my person I can vent to. I can still have some of my other friends that are party friends, but they're not the people I vent to anymore. So, and maybe that's where, you know, you can start at is accountability.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If y'all saw me without a fucking thumb, leave me and my press-ons alone, y'all. I have clients. I still do hair. I have a hair client tomorrow. So yeah, I be rocking press-ons for sure. Another part of my healing stage that I feel like I had to go through, I had to sit and be like, okay, these are what are causing problems in my life. One thing I had to realize, bitch, was like, sorry, because I call myself bitch when I be talking. And this is me talking to you at home. Get your drink. I had to stop getting advice from everyone. So some people don't want to see you win. And that's the truth. Some people are not happy for you. Like, they're really not. You're doing something that they had the idea for and couldn't execute it. And instead of looking within themselves and be like, oh, girl, let's work on this together or let's do this together, they look at you as an enemy. They look at you as a competitor. And, bitch, you think you made me? Like, what? I never said nothing like that. I think the enemy be talking to y'all in the head just to make, like, I be really wondering, like, what the fuck? But, and this is something that my mom has told me. Nobody wants to be envious. Nobody wakes up and say, I'm going to just be envious of my friend today. Nobody says that. But then there's a lot of people that's not checking themselves. And there's a lot of people that are not telling their friends the real stories. So, and this is what I mean by that too. When I talk to my friends, I tell them the real stories. I tell my friends exactly what the fuck is going on, and I'll tell them where I went wrong. There's a lot of people out here telling one side, knowing they're in the fucking wrong. So they just telling everybody lies, and their friend is agreeing with their lies, not knowing the fucking truth. And there's some people out there that knows the wrong story of you, because somebody has vented and told them the wrong story and idea of you. And they like that. There's a lot of people like that are talking bad about you to others. And their friends may think of you bad. And there's nothing you can fucking do about it until it's presented to you. But basically, you guys, maybe I was naive a lot. Let's be honest. That's what it's giving. Yeah, I was naive. Yeah, because y'all probably think like, why do you have friends like that? But let's not act like we all didn't have friends like that. You know, like let's be honest. We all had friends that we thought was a friend and we were venting to. And I really feel like some people are still not happy for me. I have a lot of shit going on where I'm healing and I'm seeing where I went wrong. And I'm taking the accountability of maybe I was calling everybody my friend. That really wasn't my friend and don't want to see me succeed. And that has nothing to do with they hate me. It just has to do with their own issues. So, yeah. Rebel Talk Thursday. Y'all, realizing this, I can't believe I was just like a dumbass. Talking out loud to yourself to a camera. You're like, bitch, you're naive. You're fucking naive. But that's a part of healing. Just being honest with yourself and giving grace. And being like, okay, it's okay, though. Try me now, though, ho. Try me now. Try me. You try to play me. Try me now, though. Try me now, because I know. Okay, so you guys, part of the healing was to I was dealing with somebody that was really fucking toxic. We don't even say this person's name anymore. We say this person is fucking toxic. Toxic as fuck. Like, I was on my celibacy journey. Had a large ass savings. Like, we're talking about that type of like toxic. When that person just comes in your life and just fucks it all up. Yeah, we're talking about that fucking toxic. I finally hit 100K. And then I met this motherfucker. And this motherfucker was just, I'm sorry, toxic motherfucker. I don't know this person is just not sent from God. We just know that. Let's just say that. What I'm realizing now is I let this person into my life because I feel like I was bored. I feel like I was bored taking accountability. I feel like I was bored. And this was the first person like really showing like they want to do this with me. They want to just take me out. They want to do this. Not seeing that this person could be the devil. Now, a year later, now looking back at it, I can finally see myself and be like, bitch, you were just bored. You was naive because you were on the celibacy journey and you thought like, oh, this was sent from God because you're doing what God wants you to do. Learn from me and like understand just because you're on the right path of getting your stuff together, know that the devil can send you somebody as well. And you think that's sent from God. Definitely used to not pray in a way of God, is this sent from you? I definitely, not until like I'm hurting. But now when I meet somebody, I'm like, God, show me a sign. God, but I was just naive in a way. I was just like, oh my God, I'm celibate. I'm doing the work for months. God, must be from you. I didn't even like ask who's at the door. I just let them in like, oh, I've been praying for you. That's how stupid, but now I know better. And I just let this person in and love bomb me and I knew better. That's the thing. And I knew better from this person. Fast forward to now. So I was supposed to start this podcast, you guys, of Rebel Talk. And I was supposed to just talk about healing. And I found out something where I found out this person's been lying to me for this a long ass time. Like a long ass time. I couldn't do the podcast anymore. Like, I was like, maybe God wants me to heal more. I don't know. But healing, you guys, the ending of all of it is forgiveness. I used to call this person scum on the earth. Like, that's how mad I was at this person. You remember? Huh? I was like, scum on earth. Fuck you. I remember I was going to do a whole podcast saying fuck exes, but I still may do one, but it's going to be a little bit more, but we rebels at the end of the day. But I had to learn how to forgive because the pain, the irritatedness, the madness every day, waking up to that shit was too much. On my healing journey, I was about to talk to you guys about healing, but not forgiveness. And that is a big part. So a lot of y'all be talking about, oh yeah, I forgive that person. But did you do the work to forgive that person? A lot of people would just say like, I forgive them, but you really don't. You carried on what they did. You mad. You still mad, sis. I feel like God presented that, like what he revealed. This has been a really revealing season for me. He's revealed some shit and I'm like, wow. I guess I didn't forgive this person. Now to this day, you guys, I have forgiven this person. I don't look at their shit. I don't care to see what this person is doing. I don't wish nothing on them. I hope they find happiness and I hope they heal. And I prayed to God and I said, God, even though this person did me so wrong, where like my whole family, friends, they're like, don't let that person back in ever fucking again. And just from the healing I've done, I can't allow this person to ever come back in. And I'm really happy in my relationship. But I really had to learn how to forgive. I didn't know what that looked like. Even in friendships, I started looking back and be like, I've held on to that anger like for a long ass time. I'm finally understanding the process of healing and forgiving. I don't care to see what they're doing anymore. I don't care to ever really like know what they're doing because it's kind of like, I forgive you and I wish you well. And I already said a prayer and I just said, God, I release them. And I hope that you help them to understand how they hurt people, because this person that I used to date hurt a lot of people and how they move. I saw them. I physically and mentally saw it. And that's another thing too. If you see people hurting people, don't think that that shit not gonna come back to you. You see a person, a friend, talking bad about somebody and you laughing, huh, kiki, and that person's gonna do that to you too. And I was just stupid. I was just sitting there, y'all, like waiting to get burned. But I can say now, y'all, that I have healed from it. And, you know, like I got triggered yesterday, you know, something happened and I'm like, I hate when people talk about money, like people that has money, how they act, you know, like, but then I'm like, God, what you teaching me? God, you're teaching me whenever I get a lot of money, I have to treat people like this. And so I go through those phases, I go through those emotions, but like while I'm healing, I may get triggered from certain stuff, but I don't go into a spiral anymore. And I say to myself, okay, God, you teach me when I get money, don't treat people like this. You're letting me know, Lord, don't let money be my identity, no matter how big I get. And that's why when so many people meet me, like clients, they be telling me like, you're so not stuck up like I thought you would be. And I'm like, yeah, my pictures, I just look kind of mean or mad. But like, I'm really like I'm like such a loving person, a loving soul, and I'm very sensitive. So like, I'm very sensitive. Like, I'm a Taurus.